Chainsaw Man has never shied away from being eccentric, daring, and at times, downright absurd. But Chapter 210 of the manga has stirred an unexpected controversy, not for its violent twists or chaotic characters, but because of a curious translation choice that left many English-speaking fans divided. In the original Japanese version, the character formerly known as Fami is revealed to be the Death Devil. When she confronts Denji, she casually discards the name Fami and introduces her real identity with a playful flair. The Japanese text renders this moment with the name Shur-chan, a lighthearted, almost childlike nickname that cleverly incorporates Shur, Japanese for death, with the honorific chan, implying endearment or youth. However, the English translation of this scene took a different turn. Rather than a direct translation of Shur-chan, the character introduces herself as Lil D. It's a choice that raised eyebrows across the fandom. While Lil mimics the cutesy tone of Chan and D stands in for death, some fans argue that the name sounds more like a parody of a rapper than an apocalyptic deity. The use of Lil, popularized by hip-hop artists like Lil Wayne, feels jarringly modern for a manga set in the late 1990s. Despite the backlash, the translation isn't without merit. Honorifics like Chan lack a true English equivalent. Translators often have to creatively adapt such terms to retain the spirit of the original. In this case, Lil D tries to preserve the irony and charm of death, presenting herself as a high school girl trying to fit in. The joke works in that sense, but it sacrifices some cultural nuance along the way. This isn't the first time Chainsaw Man's translations have walked a fine line. In Chapter 202, another translation choice came under scrutiny. The Japanese phrase, used by Yoru, is a deliberate double entendre, both flirtatious and combative. The English version leaned heavily into the aggressive side, downplaying the sexual undertones that added layers to the character interaction. Another subtle moment from Chapter 210 also didn't fully land with English readers. After Yoru regains her memory of nuclear weapons, thanks to their reinvention by America, she enthusiastically thanks the US, first in Japanese, then in English. This switch in language was shown in brackets, a manga convention used to indicate a language change. But readers unfamiliar with this practice may miss the punchline entirely, losing a key element of Fujimoto's humor. Translation is rarely black and white, especially in a series as idiosyncratic as Chainsaw Man. While Lil D might not perfectly mirror Shur-chan, it captures a similar absurdity that's part of the manga's DNA. It's also important to note that Amanda Haley, who has handled Chainsaw Man's English translation from the start, has consistently delivered thoughtful and nuanced work. Given the tight turnaround time on weekly releases, some choices are made with limited context. Later collected volumes often revise these decisions for better clarity and tone. There's also the possibility that Lil D won't be the Death Devil's final moniker. In a series where identities shift and characters reinvent themselves constantly, nothing is set in stone. Denji mocking the name or the character later changing it wouldn't be out of character, and may even be part of the long game. Ultimately, while Chainsaw Man's English translation of Shur-chan into Lil D might not resonate with every reader, it underscores the challenges of bringing culturally specific content to a global audience. It may not be perfect, but it reflects an earnest attempt to preserve the humor, irony, and identity of a complex character in a complex story. And if it gets fans talking or laughing, then maybe it's done its job after all. YouTube tags, within 500 words, in brackets. Chainsaw Man English translation, Chainsaw Man Lil D, Death Devil Chainsaw Man Shur-chan, Chainsaw Man Chapter 210, Chainsaw Man manga controversy. Amanda Haley translator, Chainsaw Man name change, Chainsaw Man translation debate, Chainsaw Man Fami, Death Devil real name, Chainsaw Man funny translation, Chainsaw Man nuclear weapons, Chainsaw Man Euro America, Chainsaw Man honorifics, Chainsaw Man manga viz, Chainsaw Man Shur-chan meaning, Chainsaw Man devil names, Chainsaw Man. Translation issues, Chainsaw Man fan backlash, Chainsaw Man cultural translation, Lil D Chainsaw Man Denji Death Devil, Chainsaw Man Chapter 202 double meaning, Chainsaw Man manga analysis.